The letter A is clearly displayed on screen, serving as the focal point for the lesson. An audio pronunciation of the letter A sound displayed, guiding learners on its phonetic value. An animated apple appears next to the letter, visually reinforcing words starting with A. This combination of visual, auditory, and animated cues aids in early literacy and phonics education. The letter B is introduced visually on screen. Its corresponding phonetic sound is presented audibly. A bouncing ball animation accompanies the letter B. This animation reinforces the letter-sound connection through visual association. The combined elements aid in early literacy and phonological awareness. The letter C is presented visually on screen. The phonetic sound of the letter C is clearly articulated. A colorful animation of a cat appears, illustrating a common word starting with C. This visual and auditory association aids in learning and recognizing the letter C. The letter D is introduced, showcasing its distinct uppercase and lowercase forms. The phonetic sound associated with the letter D is clearly articulated. A friendly animated dog appears, demonstrating a word that begins with D. This visual example reinforces the letter sound correspondence and word association for D. The letter E is visually presented on screen. Its phonetic pronunciation is clearly articulated. An animated elephant appears, illustrating a word beginning with. This visual and auditory association aids in letter recognition and vocabulary building. The letter F is presented visually on screen. Its corresponding phonetic sound is articulated clearly. An animated flying fish appears, demonstrating a word beginning with F. The animation serves as a visual aid for letter-sound association. This method reinforces early literacy skills through multisensory engagement. The combination of visual, auditory, and animated elements enhances learning retention. The letter G is presented visually on screen. The phonetic sound associated with the letter G is articulated. An animation of a green grape cluster appears. This visual aid reinforces the letter-sound correspondence for G. The combination of visual and auditory cues enhances learning and recognition. The letter H is introduced visually on screen. Its phonetic sound is clearly articulated, emphasizing proper pronunciation. An animated happy house appears, reinforcing the initial sound of H. The animation visually connects the letter H with a familiar object. This association aids in early literacy development and letter recognition. The visual and auditory cues work together to solidify the learning experience. The letter I is presented visually on screen. Its correct pronunciation is articulated, emphasizing the sound of the letter. Following the pronunciation, an animated ice cream cone appears. This visual connects the letter I to a familiar object, ice cream. The animation reinforces the phonetic association of the letter I with its sound. The letter J is visually presented on screen. Its corresponding phonetic sound is clearly articulated. An animated jelly character is shown actively jumping. This animation illustrates a word beginning with the letter J. The letter K is presented visually on screen. Its distinct phonetic sound is articulated clearly. An animated kite appears, illustrating an object starting with. The kite's movement reinforces the letter K sound. This visual and auditory pairing aids in letter-sound association. The friendly animation helps children connect the letter K with a familiar toy. The letter L is presented as a fundamental element of the alphabet. Its distinct phonetic sound is introduced, emphasizing proper pronunciation. A roaring lion animation is displayed to provide a visual example. This visual aid reinforces the association between the letter L and its corresponding sound. The letter M is presented visually on screen. Its phonetic pronunciation is articulated, reinforcing recognition. An animated moon subsequently appears. This animation establishes a direct visual and phonetic link between the letter M and the celestial body. The sequence aids in associating the letter with a common object beginning with that sound. The letter N is prominently displayed on screen. Its phonetic sound is articulated, reinforcing letter-sound correspondence. An animation of a nest with birds appears, illustrating a word beginning with N. This visual and auditory presentation aids in early literacy and vocabulary development. The letter O is a vowel, fundamental to English phonetics. It represents various sounds, including the short O as in orange. The pronunciation of the short O involves an open, rounded mouth. Visually, the letter O is a circle, reflecting the mouth shape for its sound. An animated orange provides a clear, memorable example of the short O sound. The letter P is visually introduced on screen. Its corresponding phonetic sound is clearly articulated. A playful animation of a penguin appears, reinforcing the letter P. This visual and auditory association aids in letter recognition and sound correlation.